You're right, I'm Matthew, and welcome to episode 4 of Chelsea's Guided to Glory. In this episode, we will be facing RB Leipzig away from home in the Champions League group stage, and that will be followed up by us playing Manchester City at home in the league. So if you haven't seen the previous episodes, I would say go and watch them before you have watched this, but for now, we will get into the video. So first of all, we will look here at Lewis Bate. He is a young central midfielder, and we have given him his first professional contract at £600 per week, and it's a 3-year deal. And then also we've got Ben Elliott here, who is also a young midfielder, first contract, and he's on 1.3k a week until 2022. And hopefully they can grow some more in the future. And for now, we will just quickly have a look at the 3 matches we've played since last episode. Firstly, we beat Liverpool in the league and then Manchester City in the League Cup, and a disappointing draw against Palace in the third game, which that leaves us in 8th position in the Premier League. We're second in our Champions League group, and we're through to the Carabao Cup quarter-final, of which we have drawn Liverpool, which is another very difficult result there. But now we'll jump into the match against Leipzig. We start with Willy Caballero in goal, Fikayo Tomori and Andreas Christensen in centre-back, Reece James and Emerson at the wing-backs, Jorginho and Kovacic in midfield, with Mason Mount in behind the striker, Willian and Pedro on the wing, and Giroud up front. So, I'm going through the team talk here, and we seem to make the players okay. They seem fine, and then we will move on to the tunnel interviews in a second. But Leipzig, this is the sort of game we should be winning. Realistically, we should have won all our group games, but unfortunately that did not happen, as we already lost to Ajax. But should be an interesting match. Leipzig are a decent team. I like a lot of the players, like I said in the last game we played against them in the previous episode. I think, yeah, they're going to be a team. They're very much a team that are going to come through in the next couple of years and be better. But we haven't started this match with any highlights. I know that the board are a bit annoyed with us that we are not scoring enough goals. We haven't really had any big results. And at 22 minutes, it's a pretty boring game. Seems pretty back and forth game as well. Both teams only having 2 shots by this point, but we've got our first highlight. Caballero sends it out, and Willian and Kovacic, Jorginho now. It's headed away by the Leipzig defence, but Kovacic has it now. Mount, Willian out to the right hand side with Reece James, and it's fumbled into the middle, but it appears that there's been a shove in the box on Olivier Giroud, Tyler Adams, possibly giving away a penalty, and the penalty has been awarded to us. So Jorginho will be the man to take our penalty, as our penalty taker, and he will put us 1-0 up just after 30 minutes played. And that's his second goal of the season, which is also his second penalty of the season, I believe. Jorginho, not one to score from open play usually, but from the penalty spot he's quite trustworthy. And that has moved us to the top of our group. But Kevin Campbell will get a yellow card here, and it appeared that he was the best player in the game in this first half, as no one's really done much. I've recorded a few episodes ahead at this point. I'm just editing and voiceover in the episodes now as we go to the halftime team talk. And I want to say that this was the last game that Willy Caballero has played all season, because his performances were really below par, and goalkeepers don't usually get too fatigued. So I don't believe I've used Caballero between this game and the game I played most recently, which is in a few episodes' time. So we saw a short highlight there. Nothing much came of that, but they've got a throw in here, and as Adams crosses into the middle, and Halstenberg, I believe it is, did not get his shot away properly, as Christensen's picked up a yellow card now. It's a disappointing game. We've had less shots as they have brought on Yusuf Poulsen and Amadou Haidara, and they've got a free kick now. Oh, that's a wonderful free kick by Marcel Sabitzer. The Austrian attacking midfielder has curled that, and Willy Caballero should have done much better. And I believe that was kind of my turning point into not trusting Caballero to play in net anymore. But now we will make a couple of changes here. We first of all are bringing on N'Golo Kante for Mateo Kovacic, because Kovacic hasn't had a great game so far, and also we will bring off Reece James for Cesar Azpilicueta, our captain, and unfortunately I feel like Azpilicueta won't have too long a spell in our team. Like, personally, he's one of my favourite three players in real life by far. Being Chelsea captain, I think he's been a great footballer for a number of years now. But I believe that his time in this team is limited. Reece James will be getting better, and also right back's one of the weakest spots in this team. So there may be changes, maybe a transfer in that spot in the next window. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think Azpilicueta might only last here a couple of seasons, which it's disappointing as we make our final change here. Brought on Tammy Abraham for Olivier Giroud. I don't particularly like to change the roles within the team in this game. That's why you'll see Giroud playing as an advanced striker rather than a more target man like he is in real life in this game. And also, Giroud's one of them players who I've started to fall out with as well. He hasn't put up the performances that we need of him. But then again, neither have Tammy Abraham or Michy Batshuayi when they've come into play. And we have drawn this game against RB Leipzig here. And Sabitzer got man of the match in this one. So next we will move on to the Manchester City game, and in this game we are starting Kepa in goal. We've got Tomori, Christensen, Azpilicueta and Emerson. We then got Kante and Jorginho behind Mason Mount. We got Willian, Pedro and then Tammy Abraham up front. So we're going to the team talk. At this point I was still doing a full team talk, but just to cut time down a little bit to get through the series a little bit quicker, I've stopped doing full team talks. I've just done the initial team talk, not the specific role specific team talks. But it's an okay team talk. A few of the players are motivated, and we've got our pre-match little bit of press work to do in the tunnel before we'll kick off the match against Manchester City. And Manchester City are absolutely one of the teams fighting for the victory of the league this season, and we hope to defeat them here, as we have done a short while before in the cup, to halter their progress within the league. To be fair, we also really do need the points. We are going for at least Champions League positions this year, which we are, like I say, starting this episode in 8th place. It's really disappointing, and hopefully through the season that will improve. But we see now Pedro has got a yellow card. And it seems like City's defence might have to be working a little bit, as John Stones is currently the best player in the match. But once again, no highlights really. In these games, we've played in this game, playing a balanced mentality, where usually we play attacking, but for some of the games, against the better sides, balanced is probably a bit better. It makes us a bit more defensively strong. But now we will cut to a highlight, and we've got the defence just kicking it around. But Pedro will pick it up here into the middle with Jorginho, back out wide to Emerson, who hits it into the box. And it appears like this Manchester City player has given away a penalty. So once again, we've got Jorginho on the spot, and he is the man to put us 1-0 up in this game as well. So Jorginho having a couple of nice games, couple of very good penalties. He scored their 3rd goal of the season now. And I think Jorginho's penalties they're seeming to be a good source of goals for us at this moment, so I won't complain if we keep getting fouled in the opposition box. And so far we have seen the better team than Man City, stats-wise anyway, as we go into half-time. It seems like a bit of a boring game, to be fair, but it's nice to see that we have the better goal stats, the better shot stats, and we go through the team meeting, and we'll start the second half. And Man City, like I say, they're one of the very good sides in the league. If we can beat them, it should help us a bit to get into a good run of form. We need to start winning games. We've had a lot of draws. We've had a few losses as well, which is disappointing. As here we see Tammy Abraham gets a knock, and personally I like to take off players if they get a knock, just so it doesn't worsen the injury. It's a difficult one really, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So I've brought on Olivier Giroud here as Man City bring on Eric Garcia and Gabriel Jesus, and then their third change, bringing off Kevin De Bruyne, our former player who never really got into the team while he was with us, for Ilkay Gundogan. And then we are going to bring off Emerson, and we bring on Kurt Zouma here, and just fiddle around with the defence a bit. Move where everyone's playing, because Tomori, surprisingly, we haven't really seen it while he's been in the Chelsea team, but he's actually not only a centre-back, he's a very good right-back as well. And obviously we have seen Cesar Azpilicueta play at the left-back position before, when we used to have Branislav Ivanovic as our right-back. So he's proven in that position, but I believe Tomori has played right-back in youth levels, and he might have played it a bit when he was out on loan at Derby, I think, last season. But we're coming towards the end of the game now, and doesn't appear like there'll be any more highlights, which, to be fair, it's quite... Oh, we've got the last highlight here, it seems. Mason Mount whipping a corner in, and the shot goes wide of the post. I believe that was Jorginho as well. And we've got Edison to take the goal kick. Mendy running up the side of the pitch, and Willian makes a very, very good slide tackle to push it out for a throw-in. And Mendy to Aguero. Aguero running into the middle, very, very dangerous. Silva and Coquelin pass it between each other in the midfield, but it is full time, and we have won this match 1-0. That is a very, very good performance, I think. It's very good that we can keep City out of scoring goals here, and we see Tammy Abraham's injury about 1.5 weeks long, We win the match 1-0. Jorginho gets man of the match for us. But that is now the end of this episode. If you liked it, please like, comment and subscribe with notifications on. And that is all from me. Cheers for watching. Goodbye.